Theo-Salomao, Nate Golseth, Max Christia, William Kim, Benja Fernandez, Nico Katowski, Cole Medeiros, and Callan Berghofer, your top 10, with more where that came from, as we're ready for another run at the action here from Trackhouse Motorplex. And whoa, a big lockup from Vanchev. Everybody pointing backwards, saying that the back of the field was forcefully shoving the front of the field forward. And that's going to wave off our first try at a start. So no green from Porter on the first go-round. We'll send them for another one.
So, the second time of asking. We come to the line, we look, this time the lights are out, it's off and racing. Through turn number 1 we go, and everybody apart from the luckless number 852 kart of Franco Escotto, who just has a lazy spin in the background, make it through turn number 1 unscathed. Vanchev, the other V. Over the mud and the dirt, and he was very lucky there not to get the kart turned sideways, and he continues down in 5th position. A move behind him, Max Christia moves into P6, but John Antonino and Theo-Salomao are away at the front, and they will try and clear off, because even though the track is dry, it's going to be trickier than it was this morning, Xander, to get those big bunches together, simply because offline the track is still very green.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to get back to where we were, and it's going to race a whole lot different for a long time as well, with moves like that and moments where the drivers end up a little wide, like Antonino just barely missing the curb at the exit of 4, and then hydroplaning through that big puddle at the exit of the bowl and losing the lead because of it. I mean, you're seeing such a massive swing in the pack, and the drivers who have been used to conditions like this, those without the extra experience, already a massive split from the back of Forrest Adams in 11th to Brady Shad and Martin Jaramillo in 12th and 13th. And again, in K Junior, you've got a lot of young drivers moving up from Mini Swift. Might be their first time in a full-size car, even if they've driven in conditions like this before. But a spinner there, the 845 going around. That was Darren Kidd, the Mike Doty racing kart. Spun in 11.
And haven't seen Frank Kidd in the paddock. I'm not sure if Frank has ventured down. Frank is the 9-foot-tall dog owned by the Kidd family, who literally almost ate Alex Silver breakfast last time that Frank saw him. With the rest of the field, though, there are a couple of karts. Yeah, Leo Silva, Nolan Carney also out of the race. So it's not been a great day for either of those two drivers. Escotto is carried on, but also we've had the number 871, Thomas Anthony, for the AMAX racing team. He's down at the back. Now Vanchev continuing his recovery drive. Talked about it earlier on in the second set of heats. Lots of drivers in K100 Junior that have got race leading pace, but in terms of potential main event winners tomorrow, there are very few that can have problems and then drive their way back to the front. Vanchev, one of them. He's proving it again here. Oh, this time it's the number 826, Nick Golseth. Now, this is going to be a test of Golseth. It's exactly what happened to Vanchev on the opening lap. Golseth is costing time, it's cost him a position or two, Now can he fight back? Can he drive back up towards the front?
Well, and it doesn't just cost him a position, it costs him a lap to clean those tires off. I mean, he's got to burn off all that water, all that mud, and you can see it's only getting worse at the end of that corner. It's only going to get more treacherous as more drivers go off and bring more mud on, and that's just going to compound throughout the afternoon. Forrest Adams on the hunt, though, trying to make up for a rough qualifying. That second heat race was better. The first heat race, not so much. But P7 now, 2 seconds to get to Callan Berghofer and Nico Katowski as Vanchev goes off again, this time. Again, exit with no help on his own in 4, and he's got another lap where he's got to reset himself.
Yep, you can see the abandoned U-Race kart of Nolan Carney off at the side of the circuit. Medeiros has dropped to 20th position. I'm not quite sure where Medeiros has been featuring quite well earlier on today, but now Vanchev has got a problem in the form of Callan Berghofer. Berghofer in a completely different coloured kart. Is that right? Am I seeing things?
Well, they might have decided to make a little change there to the stickers after the last heat race. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, there's little changes, but a frame. Well, who knows? But Berghofer, the navy and white stars.
It's over to the LN cut now, which maybe that's what they were hoping to use to keep the good kit nice and clean. Is just bolt on the old bodywork for a muddy racetrack and a dirty circuit, because you can't do a chassis change and keep your position without proving damage. And he didn't get in anything of the sort in that last heat race. Now here's Golseth trying to recover a little bit. He's gotten past the 899 of Benja Fernandez, who had that scary moment at the end of turn number 4 in Heat 2, as well as William Kim, who started good, still running okay, but is now back to the 11th spot as 10th changes hands there between Golseth and Fernandez. They'll flip 9th and 10th.
Yep, indeed. Behind this battle, you can see the next couple of karts. That's the U-Race kart of Martin Yaramillo, and then the RPG number 865 of Brady Shad, as then it's Jensen, Lane, Walcott, and the rest. Here is Brady Shad holding off Martin Yaramillo. That is a battle for what is 12th position. Shad has it. Yaramillo did have it and wants it back. As we move through the final corner to complete lap number 7 and move on to lap number 8. And again, you'll see these huge gaps develop in the field. Escotto is at risk of being flagged up. He's only 10 seconds of being put a lap down in 23rd position. Now Vanchev back up ahead of Berghofer. He's ahead of Forrest Adams, and he's ahead of Edward Kennedy, chasing down Callan Berghofer as best he can. Max Christia and Nico Katowski having a very lonely race in 3rd and 4th position, but doing a great job. theosalomao made the move on John Antonino when Antonino made that one mistake, and the gap has maintained at about 1.5 seconds between the top two ever since. Here is the TKG Birrell ART kart of Nico Katowski and Max Christea battling over 3rd position. Now Katowski's been fast but erratic, I would say. He's got pace, but yet he's one of the drivers moving up into the big size karts for the first time in 2025, and lessons are being learned,
But he did get his first podium, a little light at the end of the tunnel and some more promise the end of March with the Pro Tour over in Houston, and he's building on that right now. I mean, this is a well-composed drive here in tricky conditions in his 3rd heat race. Remember, the juniors made it in just under the gun before the heavens opened in heat number 2, so it was regular dry racetrack for them there. It's close to it now, but again, you can see even just a getting the right side tires up and onto the curb that Nico was able to do that little bit, bottom a car length away from Max Christia, who has been having a much better start to 2025 than he has had to the last couple of seasons, even his last year in the Mini Swift ranks. This has been a great start for the newly signed GoPro camera athlete. Behind him, here's Vanchev trying to make up for lost ground. He's backed up now into Edward Kennedy, Forrest Adams, and Benja Fernandez, who is determined to make a good ending to this Saturday. Great move there. P8 now, P7 on the verge for the 899. This has been a recovery that will definitely soften the blow of that crash from earlier for Benja. Again, he qualified okay, fell back on this start, but now he's got a lot of speed here in the dry conditions again, and just that freak moment in turn 4 in heat number 2 was good to see that he was okay, instantly waving the hands, and he probably wanted to continue had that barrier not been in his lap and on his head. Yeah, exactly. And of course, you can't. There's a move from Kennedy on the Energy Course chassis. Then Vanchev, though, does the crossover move coming out to turn number 8. Now, it's difficult with a camera angle to see, but coming out of the bowl at turn number 4, it's a one-line racetrack. Offline, there is slippery, it's greasy, and then it goes into mud, and that's why it's so risky making a move going into turn number 4 now. It's why, to these drivers' credit, because now here they come, they want to try and make a move, but they have to pinch their cart to the inside here, because you can just see the different colour tarmac there coming out, and then of course you've got the mud. It's caught out a number of drivers, and of course every time one driver does go onto the mud, they drag a load of it back onto the circuit, so the racing line gets even narrower. It's not narrow there for Katowski and Christea. They're side by side on the final lap for third place in their final KA Junior 100 heat race. To the line, it'll be theosalomao comfortably. Antonino second, looking at that last turn move. Christia on the inside uses the runoff and snags the spot with that move in turn 1.
Theo, this track has been changing a lot today. It was wet this morning, now it's wet again, now it's drying up. Tell me, how's it changing for you?
It's really slippery. The track in this race was really tricky. Had some part that was wet, some part that was with bad parts. And yeah, I was fast the whole track, and we win.
Thank you.